Alright, welcome to another video that I have made for you on summary writing. In our previous video, we looked at the explanations of some terminologies that are usually used in the setting of the summary questions. In this video, we are going to look at the subject matter of a summary passage and how to identify the topic sentences in each paragraph. Remember that it is in these topic sentences that you usually find the answers to the summary questions that you have been given. We're going to look at how to identify these topic sentences and how to identify the subject matter of the summary passage. So come along and let's have fun learning. Now, what you should understand is that every passage that is given to you has what we call a subject matter. So what is a subject matter? A subject matter is simply what the passage talks about. Yes, what the entire passage talks about. So when you are given a passage for you to answer some questions on that passage, the question you have to ask yourself is, what is this passage talking about? Is the passage talking about armed robbery? Is it talking about teenage pregnancy? Is it talking about drug abuse? Whatever the passage, the entire passage is talking about is what we call the subject matter. So subject matter simply means what the passage talks about. And usually the subject matter is immediately seen from the introductory paragraph. So when you're given the passage and you start reading the passage, right from the introduction, you'll be able to detect what the entire passage is going to talk about or what the entire passage talks about. So usually the subject matter is found in the introductory paragraph. Alright, so now let's look at an example of a subject matter. I'm going to give you a short introductory paragraph, and in that short introductory paragraph you should be able to identify the subject matter of the passage. Look at this. Alright, so right from the first two sentences, you were able to detect that this passage is going to talk about vegetables. And that is it. The passage talks about vegetables. So the subject matter of this passage is vegetables. Remember that the subject matter is what the entire passage talks about. And so this paragraph tells us that the entire passage is going to talk about vegetables, and that is it. Let's look at another one. Now this time I want you to tell me what the subject matter of the passage I showed on the screen is. Great. So if you said the subject matter of this passage is electricity, then you got it right. Remember that the subject matter is what the entire passage talks about, but the individual paragraphs in the entire passage may talk about certain aspects of the subject matter. For example, if it is about electricity, some paragraphs may talk about the uses of electricity, and other paragraphs may talk about the misuses of electricity. Again, if the entire passage talks about vegetables, remember that the individual paragraphs in the passage may talk about certain aspects of vegetables. For example, a paragraph may talk about the importance of eating raw vegetables, whilst other paragraphs may talk about the dangers in eating cooked vegetables. Alright, so having got this, let's proceed to the topic sentence. What is a topic sentence when it comes to summary writing? Come along. Yes, a topic sentence is a sentence that talks about the main idea in a particular paragraph. The main idea in a particular paragraph. So the sentence that contains the main idea in the paragraph is what we call the topic sentence. Now remember that the topic sentence may come either at the introduction of the paragraph, or in the middle of the paragraph, or at the end of the paragraph. I repeat, the topic sentence may come at the beginning of the paragraph, or in the middle of the paragraph, or at the end of the paragraph. Let's look at some examples. Alright, so in the example that I showed you, we saw that the topic sentence for the paragraph came at the beginning. And let's look at another one where the topic sentence comes at the end of the paragraph. Look at it. Alright, so you saw that in this particular paragraph, the topic sentence came at the end of the paragraph. And so you must always watch out. Sometimes the topic sentence may be in the middle of the paragraph. There are other times that you may not see anything as the topic sentence in the paragraph. In other words, the paragraph may not have a particular topic sentence. You should be able to read the entire paragraph and then deduce from what you've read what the paragraph talks about. So in that instance, you may not find a topic sentence readily in the paragraph, but you have to make inferences so that you can come out with your own topic sentence. Let's have an example here. Okay, so if you look at the passage, the short passage that I gave you, you can see that there is nothing that can be said as the topic sentence in the paragraph. In other words, you cannot readily see something as the topic sentence, but you have to read the entire paragraph and then deduce from what you've read what the paragraph is talking about. And from what we read, we can see that this paragraph talks about the advantages of aluminium ladders over wooden ladders, and that is all. Okay, so at this point we are going to look at how to identify the subject matter of a passage and how to identify the topic sentence of a paragraph. Let's look at the first one, how to identify the subject matter of a passage. Remember, we said earlier that the subject matter of a passage is usually found in the introductory paragraph. So how do you find the subject matter of a passage? The subject matter of a passage is usually introduced by words or phrases or expressions like this: nowadays, some time ago, etc., etc. Again, the subject matter of the passage can be found in the thesis statement, and the thesis statement is usually found in the introduction. And we said the thesis statement is the statement that drives the central theme of the entire passage. Now, how do you identify the topic sentence in a paragraph? The topic sentence in a paragraph may usually be identified by transitional words like firstly, moreover, next, again, therefore, thus, another, etc. So when you find words like moreover, again, therefore, another, thus, then you should know that the sentence that comes after these words is usually the topic sentence. The topic sentence. So the topic sentence usually comes after these words: moreover, firstly, next, again, therefore, in addition, thus, etc. Now let's have an example. So in this example, you can see that the word thus tells us that the line that is ahead of it is the topic sentence of this paragraph. In other words, the word thus points to the topic sentence that we can find in this particular paragraph. What I'm saying is that if you want to identify the topic sentence, usually look out for words like moreover, in addition, again, however, nevertheless, thus, etc. And when you're able to find these words, you'll be able to identify the topic sentence. Now, why are we so much interested in identifying the topic sentence of a paragraph? We are so serious about it because the topic sentences usually contain the answers that we are looking for. So if you're able to identify them, then you'll be able to identify the answers in the passage. Okay, so having learned how to identify the subject matter and the topic sentence in a passage, I want you to answer this question for me. Remember, you can pause the video and read the passage carefully. Remember also to post your answer in the comment section. I shall read and respond to each one of your answers. If you enjoyed watching this video, a subscription to the channel will be much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching.